Hi, everyone. Shannon here. We had the opportunity not long ago to interview Darrick Philp, one of the founders of Lifetime Heating, Cooling, Electric, and Plumbing. They are a relatively young company, although they've just done an amazing job of, growing up within the community. And Darrick and his team are committed to a lot of things, but one of those things is serving their clients for a lifetime. So their name is not accidental. It's on purpose, much like everything that they do. So we hope you enjoy listening, learning about Darrick and his team, and all that they do in contributing to our community. We hope you enjoy. Hey everybody, Shannon here. Thanks so much for joining us again. We have an opportunity to visit with Darrick Philp at Lifetime Heating, Cooling, Electrical, and Plumbing. And the contribution that him and his company make to this community is just profound. So we're just delighted to have him in the studio today and share with us a little bit about him and how he got here and a little bit about their company and what they do. So Darrick, thanks so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you, Shannon.
Really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, glad to be here.
I've been wanting to visit with you a little bit about this on camera.
Yeah.
Really since we spoke last, which was before Christmas.
Sure.
And there's not a lot of people that as you get to know them, people especially, you get to know them, the more you learn about them, the more you like what you see. But I have to say that you and Lifetime are certainly one of those people and organizations, and got to meet your wife and like you even better now that we met her. So anyway, thanks for coming.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I wanted to start with kind of the genesis of, I know you're leading the team over at Lifetime Heating and Cooling, and you're one of the founders, right?
That's right.
But you weren't always in the HVAC business.
No, in fact, it wasn't even on my radar in high school. I thought I was going into engineering. I took all the classes in high school for that and went to college for that, and got a job at Boeing when I got married early on, and just to pay the bills while I was going to college. And after getting laid off from Boeing, it was feed myself and my family. So I took some retraining to find a career that at least could keep me paid, so I could go back to what I thought I was supposed to do. And
of the retraining, were there some options for you to pick from, or what does that look like?
Pick anything as long as it was an accredited training program. You could go to college more. You could go to a trade type school and train up for that. And I found a trade school that actually was short enough that I figured I could make it through and then start making money before I ran out of money.
There we go.
And it was HVAC, and my cousin and my uncle worked for a company, so they kind of tipped me off to the trade school, and so I decided to go ahead and go for it. Went to the trade school and paused my college classes in order to do that, and it was every day for quite a while.
Sure.
And then once I got out of that, they hired me right out of that trade school into HVAC, as a service technician.
Wow.
Green as could be. Never thought about doing service training or service work, and but I like that kind of thing. I've worked on cars and everything you can think of. Built my own stuff from when I was really little, and my folks got tired of cleaning up stuff around the yard because I was always making something, motorcycles or go-karts or that kind of thing. And lo and behold, it was right up my alley. As soon as I started fixing things, it was really fun to connect with customers and do the work. I caught on to the fixing part of it really easy. So then it was just a matter of being able to connect with people and build relationships and stuff like that. And that came fairly naturally to me. So that took off in the industry and ended up never looking back as far as engineering went, and discovered later on that engineering probably would have been a much less rewarding for me and my personality. So I'm glad that God took me this direction instead.
Right on.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's got a little bit certainly a bigger plan than I do.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
and you can
awesome.
see his hand in it every step of the way. So it was
Yeah.
a lot of confirmation that this was the right way to go. Obviously, many years later, I definitely see the results of that. So, yeah.
And so, born here, grew up here.
I've been in Washington my whole life. I had several years in Eastern Washington when I was a kid, from about second grade to fifth grade over there, as my dad actually worked for Boeing. He got laid off, so I got a job over there when back in the 80s.
Okay, sure.
Back when things were kind of up and down with Boeing.
Yep.
And so, yeah, we moved over there for a little bit. But, yeah, I've been in Washington my whole life, and born and raised in the Snohomish area. And so it just seemed natural to come back to this area. So.
Yeah, and Snohomish has its own blessings for sure.
Yeah.
Right, what a great place to live.
Yeah.
And when you say Eastern, was it Spokane?
Yakima area.
Yakima.
Yeah.
Oh, very good. Yeah.
So it was fun. We were out in the country.
Oh,
As a
Yakima
kid,
was
we
great.
we were pretty much free range out there. So it was kind of a neat, different sight of things of the state. But then coming back to this side when my dad's job didn't really work out as well as we thought it was going to, and back at Boeing. So he retired from Boeing. I started going kind of in his footsteps when the position became available.
And was he in engineering? Is that kind of what led you that direction?
No, he was. His degree is actually in biblical literature, but because he had a degree, he was able to get, there's certain jobs that just required a degree. So my dad was in quality control, and then he was an executive assistant for a long part of his career. But he was kind of that side of things, and just did that for his entire time at Boeing.
Now, while you were at Boeing, I know it was brief, but you did something there that I thought was really unique. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, sure. So Boeing had, they assigned you to different job bar, they called it, where you could get these certain jobs done within a certain amount of time, and the planes are on rotations and stuff. And what I found is over time I was able to get those jobs done a little faster as I found quicker ways to do it. And they ended up where I had like a day or two ahead of schedule getting my bar completed. So I was able to. I was asking around, and there was a whole bin of stuff down below that was the stuff that they had bought years ago, with the intent of doing something with it for efficiency's sake. It was called text tube, and you basically took it, and it was just tubes and pieces that you could, hinges and that kind of stuff, and you could build things out of it, and which I love to do. And so I was down there, and I made point of use carts and kits for all the jobs, because their flow for their jobs was just very time wasting,
inefficient.
You pick up your parts, you check off your parts, you go down to this next floor, you pick up all the pieces individually. It would take you, an hour and a half to just get started on a project. And then once you were done with that, you'd do it all over again. And there was probably 30 or 40 of those within each plane. And that process just repeated, which is what stretched it out so long. And I figured if I could get all those standards all kitted up and ready to go, you grab the kit, you grab the parts. I made carts that put it all right where you were working, so you didn't have to go down to a different place and go get all that stuff. And did an efficiency upgrade to the whole thing. And then I did manuals for each job with pictures and how to do all of the there's like test tools and stuff to make sure you had clearances and everything, and put all that together, kitted it all up, and then they started layoffs right about the time I had most of that completed. And with that, all those efficiency gains, we had eight of us in that job category and doing those jobs, and they ended up laying off all but me and the lead. And with all of that, we were able to still keep the plane, all those jobs done within that same time frame, and they still stayed on the same rotation. So
went from 8 to 2.
8 to 2.
And maintained
we just hustled all day long and listened to my music on my Walkman at the time, and And yeah.
With that kind of pace, it probably made the time go a little
Days went
faster.
fast.
Yeah,
but it was the same thing every 3 days. So it started getting a little monotonous.
Do you know if they do that still today?
They still have all the stuff that,
Wow.
and they reached out to me afterwards once they start bringing people back in, but I started getting pretty deep into this.
Yeah.
Kind of didn't look back.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
So is HVAC something that a high school student could get trained up pretty quickly and be working relatively short period of time?
Sure. Yeah. So there's schooling for it, and there's different avenues that you can take. There's no like official requirement for the training on how you go about it. You know, with the right opportunity, you could hire right into that and go into an apprenticeship program with a company. But then there's schooling that does really help to accelerate your learning.
Sure.
But if you're serious about it and you want to go to an actual trade school, Bellingham has a trade school program for HVAC, and so does Yakima has a program called Perry Tech that will also train you through, and there's various others. There's one down in Renton, and some of the community colleges have programs as well. So you can go through those and get a 1 year, 2 year associate's degree, stuff like that, and it gets you prepped for what you need to know. It also usually gets you some of the state required training classes that'll go towards the licensing that's required for our industry.
Okay.
And but right out of high school, you can go roll right into that. Usually
start earning.
Yeah.
Right.
So you can do that and work depending on the classes that you find and what the hours are and stuff. So at our company, we will even take on apprentices as new, green technician, apprentice technicians, and start them on a path of training for maintenance and those kinds of things. And then we have classes that we can send them to as well that is a part of the group that we're involved in. And so the classes are local and very solid, hands-on. They don't learn a lot in those programs, so it's really great.
That's awesome. Yeah. And any licensing required? I mean,
for our industry,
once you get beyond the apprenticeship, what are the licenses that for HVAC specifically? I know you guys do plumbing, you do electrical, but for HVAC, what licenses should someone be?
Yeah, so for HVAC, the state requires a trainee card, which is an electrical. It's basically an electrician's card, but it's a limited electrical work that's involved basically with just HVAC equipment. There's levels of that, so you have an apprenticeship card, the trainee card that allows you to accumulate hours and do work with supervision. And then at some point once you have enough hours, usually 2,000 for a residential license, and then a commercial license is 4,000.
Okay.
And then once you do that, there's a testing process where you pass the test and you get your license. So it's really coveted. It's tough to get, and once you have it, it definitely increases the income that you can earn.
Sure.
Yeah.
I know a lot of the trades are seeing, there's high demand for people, and yet few people available. Is the same? You guys seeing the same thing?
Our industry is, over the last 15 years, there's been kind of this vacuum that's happened from a large group of aging technicians and installers and so on that have been in the industry. Our average industry age right now is about 55, 60 years old.
Okay.
We're starting to see that shift as younger apprentices are coming in and turning into technicians and so on. So it's starting to go the right way, but it has left a huge void that's making it difficult for people to find technicians to work. And so there's a great opportunity, and the income is really high because of that. They'll pay a lot to keep a good technician.
So you're starting to see a little bit of a shift, and there is an opportunity for someone to kind of come in and get going right out of high school, at least as an apprentice.
Yeah, definitely.
But what do you think the average age is of someone who's choosing to go into HVAC? Is it in the 30s? Is it someone who's gone and tried some other things, kind of like yourself a little bit, and now they see the opportunity over here?
Yeah, I think it depends on what side of it you go into. You could go into install.
Yep.
The apprenticeship program for that is a little bit more defined.
Okay.
At least for us, we do a lot of residential retrofit, which basically means that we work on existing homes with problems with existing equipment.
Sure.
Replace or upgrade that over time. So it allows opportunities within that realm where you can go in as an apprentice with a lead on an install.
Yep.
And generally that group comes in a little bit younger. We hire 19, 20, 21 in that fairly frequently.
Sure.
As a service technician, it requires a little bit more. We do have some younger guys that come in and really, hungry to learn, and they can start out in maintenance and do that kind of thing. But most of them that are doing well within that side of things usually come in their mid to late 20s. The big push for that is just finding somebody with the right work ethic that will show up every day. They'll, that can communicate well with customers and connect with people.
Yeah.
The fixing part of it tends to be lesser of the job than you think. It's mostly being able to interact and not be awkward or
explain what they're doing, what they found, and then what they're going to do to remedy it.
Yeah, and just connect in general, build rapport. And it's really important for our customers to feel like we actually care about them and their family, and not just come in and say, I've found this, we need to do this, and then I'm out of here and collect the check and go. So it's a different culture where we are, and most companies would agree that that's what they would prefer. Somebody they can actually communicate well.
Yeah. So we talked a little bit about this, before. There's something behind the name Lifetime.
Yeah.
Right. That's not just a haphazard selection that you guys decided on when you were forming the company. Talk a little bit about the forming of the company, why you chose Lifetime, what your niche is in the market, and what it is that you're wanting customers to really understand about the culture at Lifetime.
Sure.
Yeah.
I've been in the industry for 26 years now.
Yep.
And in that time, it's been kind of this journey of understanding what makes it easy for customers to do business with an HVAC company. And the challenges are that people always feel like anytime somebody shows up, they've got to fork over a ton of money, because they don't know what's wrong with their system or how to fix it. You can tell them anything you want, and they have to believe you because it's
they're stuck.
They're stuck and it's broken and they need to be cooler or warmer or whatever it is. And what we found is that if we could put a program together that just made people feel like we were taking care of them, they weren't going to be nickel and dimed every time we show up.
Sure.
Their repairs and their other stuff is just included in the program, that it would make it easier for people to do business with us. They would probably prefer that model better. And so I had a business partner at the time that had the concept took it from an automotive industry where they offered lifetime warranties.
Sure.
And we thought, wouldn't it be great if we could put a guarantee on the work that we do and put a program together that would guarantee for life if somebody bought something from us, and they didn't have to worry about it after that point. They buy it, we guarantee it, we come out and repair it if there's something wrong with it. If, if they keep it maintained and are part of that program, that they wouldn't have to worry about it. They wouldn't have to worry about paying extra for getting a blower cleaned or for all the little things that just constantly add to the bill.
Yeah.
And then so we thought, well, wouldn't it be, why not just incorporate that in the name of the company and call it Lifetime?
Sure.
And then Lifetime became more than just that. It became customers for Lifetime, where we could actually keep people comfortable for a lifetime.
Yeah.
And we want customers that stick around forever. We don't want the one and done where we come in, grab a check, and go. We want to be able to come and create a relationship with them. Right. And it's been really great to see how that has turned into exactly that, where we've got customers that have been with us for years that call us just to say hi, to have a conversation. There's one that in particular that I talk to pretty regularly, and there's some that have moved away that not even in our service area anymore, and still stay in touch with us.
Sure.
And relationships built just from going out and serving them, and that actually is what the Lifetime culture turned into.
Right.
And that's what I really enjoy about it the most. And yes, we love providing that lifetime guarantee, but there's so much more. Yeah.
So that's got to influence who you choose as far as vendors, right?
Yes.
Products that you can stand behind,
Yeah, exactly.
that they're going to stand behind.
Yeah. The products that we offer are the brands that are most reliable, they're most innovative, so they actually solve problems that our industry has, regularly.
Sure.
One thing that's always out there is kind of this uncomfortable areas of their home, or
sure.
ways that the things that they've always just lived with, and most people do. They're like, oh, it's too hot in the attic, too cold in the top floor, too cold in the basement, and I don't know how to balance that out, and I just live with it. And if I want to be comfortable upstairs, the kids are going to freeze in the basement, or vice versa. So the equipment that we have found has been able to resolve a lot of those issues and be a lot more innovative. And we have Mitsubishi products, we have Carrier and Train products, and Lennox products, and then we're able to bring in some newer players to the mix that have been around for a long time, but stuff that we just weren't aware of, but have equipment available that fits a niche that we're able to solve some problems with. And it's been really great to be able to see people actually get resolution for problems that they've dealt with for 20 years in their home.
And just settled for, right?
Yeah. What we used to say is, as people go on with their equipment for longer and longer, and just stay uncomfortable, and like we go out to repair that same old equipment, and we're like, we can keep you uncomfortable in your home for as long as you want. But eventually somebody's going to want to upgrade that and be comfortable.
Yeah. It's funny, I've lived in the Northwest my whole life.
Yeah.
And for the longest time, especially over here on the West Side, your need for air conditioning is, pretty short.
Yeah.
Right? Really.
Yeah.
Well, I live in a house right now with central heat and air, and it is sweet. It is sweet year-round.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's comfortable all the time. And so it just changed that, your story reminded me of that, right?
Yeah.
I don't have to pick this or that. I can have it all.
Yeah.
And I do, and I enjoy it, and it's wonderful.
Yeah. And we've never had a customer that has regretted doing it. I mean, people have hemmed and hawed about making the investment, and then we get so many people saying, man, I wish I would have done that years ago.
Yes.
It makes such a difference.
Yes.
I was the same way. As a young father of four, we didn't have a lot of extra, and I was even in the industry. And but I bit the bullet and put it in early on, and my wife was ever grateful.
Oh, yes.
that I did. And it was. She felt that it was quite unfair that we didn't have air conditioning, and I worked in that industry. So
Well, now we know how to solve that problem for everybody, which is wonderful.
And one thing to comment on just real quick, a lot of people don't understand the concept of like a heat pump versus an air conditioner, because in our area, I think a lot of people call us for air conditioning, and we actually end up going out and installing a heat pump almost every time.
Sure.
Just because it's the most efficient way to heat, and then it also cools your home.
Yep.
A lot of people think that it doesn't cool as well because it's a dual purpose unit, but the cooling is just as effective as an air conditioner, but it also provides efficient heating that's better than your gas heat, better than electric by far. And a lot of people, once they understand that concept and the fact that it's marginally more than just adding air conditioner, it's a much better investment. So we do in our area, that heat pump is by far the best way to go.
It's ideal.
Yeah, it's very ideal. Yeah. They save money. usually end up costing them less, and they get the cooling out of it all year.
Yeah.
Cooling and heating out of it,
Yeah.
and the whole year bill is still less than what it would cost them if they just added AC.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
to their gas heat or whatever they have. Yeah.
So I've noticed kind of a trend, at least initially with your company, additional services being offered.
Yeah.
Right? So HVAC, heating, air conditioning, ventilation. Now you guys explicitly do electrical work as well, and plumbing recently, right?
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about that, that transition or addition.
Sounds good. Yeah, one of the things that ties in with heating and air conditioning is almost every project that we do requires electrical work.
Yep.
And at some point, it became it made a lot more sense to do it in-house. It saved our customers a lot of headache of having to coordinate 2 different companies coming out, and us for that matter. And so we brought on electrical many years ago, and that department has grown with us to be able to encompass every project that we do on the heating and air conditioning side, and then has turned into something of its own, where we do generator work and panel changes and a lot of electrical repairs. That has grown a lot faster than I ever thought it would.
Wow.
And it's doing a great job. We've got a really great lead over there that cares about our customers and puts together really great projects with no errors. And it's just it's becoming something of its own. I'm really glad to see how that's developing.
That's awesome.
The plumbing piece of it has come on a few years ago to supplement, because a lot of our HVAC projects end up incorporating a water heater replacement or an upgrade to tankless, or some other water side or a fix or repair that we notice while we're out there, or that the customer asks us about, and it made sense to go ahead and include that in our offerings. Furnace and water heater kind of go hand in hand in replacement, so that just kind of came naturally. But then again, same thing, it starts to kind of take a life on its own. And so we do a lot of plumbing work as well that comes through that. The reputation of the company supports those departments as well.
Sure.
And so when people have us come out, they can trust that our electrical work is going to be top notch, that our plumbing work is going to come out really well, and they don't have to worry that somebody did shoddy work and isn't going to stand behind it. We're always there for people. So yeah.
So you talked about Lifetime, how the name came to be, and the experience that you want your customers to have. Mm-hmm. That's easy for you and I to talk about. It's a whole different thing to communicate that and to demonstrate it when you've got a team, especially the size of your team. Yeah. So how do you do that? One, how do you get the word out? How do you extend that belief, that commitment into that newest hire?
Sure. When we bring new people on, there's an onboarding process that involves helping them understand what Lifetime's all about, what the history is. We meet once a month with our entire company to just remind everybody of what we're about. There's programs that we've been part of. There's community involvement that we're always involved in, and we get our team to actually come and be part of that as well. It's not just the leadership team that goes out and does all these things. It's the rest of our team, our office staff, our warehouse. They come and join us and actually contribute within all of those. One of the things that we've done since before Lifetime even was Lifetime is we've participated in a program in Rwanda where we've connected with them and buy baskets that they make over there out of a program where they actually rescue women out of prostitution and give them work and a job and a good income, and their kids get to go to school and get a good education, which is really difficult over there for them to do. But because we're involved in that project, we buy their baskets, we use them within our company, we give them to homeowners when we do an installation. But we train that story to our teams so that they know what that's all about, and they can actually share that with homeowners too as to why we've connected with that. So it's not just about putting in furnaces and air conditioners and fixing electrical work and stuff like that, plumbing. We actually have a purpose behind it. There's something that we really are passionate about is taking care of the less fortunate, reaching out to our community, and helping out with when people need it. We run a program in the wintertime called Pay What You Can, where at Christmas, in the month of December, we allow people to come and get, give us a call, have us come and fix stuff, even if they don't have the funds to pay for that.
Sure.
And they have the opportunity to pay whatever they can afford to pay, and
Sure.
if they can't afford to pay, we'll thank them for the opportunity to come on out, and we'll fix it anyway. And that way, they get to be warm for Christmas, their family gets to be comfortable, and maybe all your funds don't go towards fixing stuff, and you can actually pay for some, buy gifts for your kids and that kind of thing. So it's never hurt us since we started doing it, and it's really made a difference for the people that we've been able to support.
So it really starts with that onboarding process from the very beginning. When they join the company, they start to hear about the things that you do to demonstrate your commitment to the client.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, and everybody that's already here has that already ingrained, so they are able to pass that on and grow those people up through that process. And if you don't know anything else, then you're great at it.
Right.
Sometimes when people come from other places, we have to relearn things. But that's one of the big draws of Lifetime too, I think, is people come in and they're like, I really feel like there's purpose here. I really feel like it's not just a job. I feel like I'm doing something, that gives back, that is beyond, getting a paycheck. Yeah. And while we compensate people well and treat them really well, we also find that people typically look for something more than just getting the paycheck. They actually feel like they're part of something bigger than themselves, and I think that's a huge component to being satisfied with the work that you do.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we found people want to stay just because the environment keeps them there, even if somebody tries to offer them a lot more money. Yeah. It's usually short-lived, and they don't want to give up what they've got.
Yeah. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Okay, so you're married.
I am.
You got kids?
I have 4 kids.
Yeah.
Yep.
Talk a little about your family.
Sure. I was married when I was 12, so my kids are... I was...
Goes fast, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was 21, my wife was 19, so we started early. Our kids started coming about 2.5 years later.
Wow.
And now, this far into my career, my oldest daughter is 24. She's the children's pastor at our church, and my oldest son is... what is he, 22 now, just turned. He's a mechanic. He actually goes to Lake Washington Votech for school for that, and does mechanic work. And when he's not at school, he's pretty busy with that.
Yeah.
My third is 19, graduated. He's been, him and his girlfriend been together for the last 3 years, and talking about the future. So he's got a lot of plans and a good head on his shoulders too. So, and my youngest is 17, and she'll be, will be 17 here shortly, and she's a junior in high school.
Sure. Just finishing up her junior year.
Junior year, end of the junior year. So she's taking a running start, trying to get her associates before she graduates, so she can get a little bit of a head start on all of it. My oldest did the same thing, so she really shortened up her college time and the bills that came with it. So, that was really great.
Does your youngest know what she wants to do?
She wants to do something with like education, a teacher, something like that. She loves kids. She's really great with them. So she's thinking in the meantime she might do something like as a nanny. And then kind of grow into the other as she completes college. So she's she's always kind of leaned that direction. So, but she's really creative too. So I wouldn't be surprised if there might be some kind of interior design type thing that comes up in the future too. So, we'll see about that.
Plenty of opportunity there.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
really great kids. All still live at my house.
Yeah.
But we have an apartment. We live out in the country, so we have room for them to spread out. So they're not technically, all on top of each other.
Sure.
There's an apartment in our house. There's an apartment in our shop. So
well, I can tell you
without
exception, they'll start leaving.
Yeah.
And when they do, you wish they hadn't.
Yeah. We love having them there. It's it's never about pushing them out.
Yeah.
As long as they need it, it's available. Yeah. They do pay rent, so.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
You gotta have the responsibility.
Responsibility is important, without a doubt.
Yeah, but they're really amazing kids.
Yeah.
I've been really proud.
So you've mentioned a couple times in our, not just today, but in there's a faith aspect to your life.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's, the principles that guide a person are really, I think they contribute to, their approach to life, their commitment to hard things, right? So talk a little bit about that, if you don't mind.
Yeah. I grew up in the church.
Sure.
My grandpa was a pastor. My dad was a pastor's kid. And, so he raised us that way. And it's never been something that I resented. I've always known that the Lord's been with me. He's guided our steps, and he has provided in so many ways for all the years. It's really hard to deny that he hasn't been right there by my side, guiding us through each step of the way. And business ownership is not an easy thing.
No.
And going into it without his strength and his guidance behind it is challenging. So having him there, knowing that he's providing wisdom, opening up opportunities, helping us avoid bad decisions, and opening up doors when we need them. But that's always been something that I know that he's there with me. Spent a lot of time in prayer and asking for guidance and all of each new step of business. And, it's changed a bit over the years as we started our own thing. I worked for a big company for most of my career until we started Lifetime 8 years ago. And but stepping out on your own is a scary thing. Yeah.
Part of that, your journey with Lifetime was you guys kind of hit the ground running and grew pretty quick.
Yeah, we did.
Right?
Yeah.
And at least my understanding is you guys grew really, really quickly, had strong revenues, but that's not always the answer, right?
Business is it's an art. Yeah. There's a lot of pieces to it, and there's a lot to understand.
Yeah.
I was fortunate enough to have some background in it from the previous company that I was in, but still easy to make bad choices or just unknown choices that you think you're doing it right. And we started out just before COVID, and we really well received. The concept of Lifetime was a new concept to our industry, and I think it was our customers really appreciated the idea.
Yep.
And we started out of my shop with just an old Astro van and two of us working, and turned that into a fairly large company. Within a couple of years, we were up to about 35 people and starting to really see some growth. And COVID hit, and everybody was home, and everybody was hot in the summer, and didn't want to work in their home offices, uncomfortable.
Sure.
Surprise.
Didn't want to tolerate those cold spots and those hot spots.
Yeah. Now it made a lot more of a difference to them. So work. We had a lull when things started to kind of shut down, and then when we were determined to be an essential business, we could not do the work fast enough.
Sure.
It kept coming in, but unfortunately, when you're growing that fast, there's not a lot of time to build out the pieces correctly and build out training programs and set up all your processes and stuff. So we just kept hiring more people and throwing them at at the stuff to try to keep on top of it. And for the most part, it worked out well. But, but you're not really watching things like overheads and cash flow when you're going through all of that. So we made enough dumb decisions within that too to lose a little bit as we went. So the revenue did not always translate into high profits, but we did get a lot of work done. And we definitely had a lot of satisfied customers during that time frame. But it took over the course of time some relearning of those business practices and making sure that we actually did things right. So
you guys really had a mirror of that typical entrepreneurial journey, right?
Yeah.
Where when you're working, you're doing the work, but you're not marketing. And when you're marketing, you're not doing the work. And then as you add more people who are doing some of those things, you need to have some structure around it. And so now you've got to stop at where someone's got to start directing the building of the structure.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and it was something that we dug into over the last probably 4 years, where things really started to refine. Training programs got to put in place. The leadership team, which was kind of just whoever we threw at all of the different spots, started to pare down to the core group that actually knew the job, was able to perform it well, execute on it, and we started to see a lot more cohesion with leadership, which helped the rest of the team in the field feel like they were well supported. Believe it or not, we actually reduced in number by a significant amount once we kind of figured out that piece, which was unfortunate for some of the people that were with us because they're really great people. But we had to make some smart decisions on keeping overhead low so that we could provide a good service for our customers without having to charge an arm and a leg for it to try to keep all of those people busy. So it's just, I guess, trying to be smart about business and do it right.
Well, again, that entrepreneurial journey is common for the people that step out there and really go out there on faith that they can actually create something that the consuming public or commercial clients will want. But you come to that point where you either need to. It's common for people, especially in the trades, to say I either need to go big, or I need to, or this is all we're going to have. You know what I mean? And so to be able to navigate your way through that and put key people in place that really take on an ownership responsibility is I think what a lot of business owners are looking for. So, and
I've had conversations over the years with people that I meet with a lot of other HVAC companies just because I've been doing it for so long. And there's a business model for everything. There's there's one of the people that I grew up in the industry with. His motto was keep it small and keep it all, and he kept his company really small and just did a handful of projects, and he was able to manage that really well, and that was his model, and works really well. There's companies out there that do it really inexpensively, and they kind of the Walmart version of HVAC, and then there's the Nordstrom's version of HVAC, and there's everything in between, and all those are really great business models. It's just a matter of how well you manage that and how well that's received with your customer base. What we've found in our industry is our clients prefer to have a company that they can trust, that they feel like is doing great work. Most people don't want shoddy work in their home, and so it's important for them to know that the quality of the work is really high, and so that's been where we've landed, and I think it's been really well received with our community anyway. Snohomish seems to really love Lifetime, and it's been
well, and it's also something that you can be content in. Right? I mean, if faith is going to be somewhat of a guiding principle for you, if not the guiding principle for you, you need to be okay with it too. At the end of the day, we're doing this work, and I want to be proud of it. I want to be able to sleep with that.
It's really, I'm very in tune with that part of it, and it's really difficult to feel comfortable knowing that something's wrong out there, that it didn't go right, and we still have something to fix. It's one of the things that kind of sticks with you until you get people taken care of. And there are companies that don't have as much care about that.
Yeah.
Tend to not answer the phone, or
Yeah.
when people are struggling with a challenge with their install. And as much as I would like to say we get them all right, every once in a while there's one that maybe has an issue, or and it's difficult to fix, and we have to make it right. And but it's never a question of what to do. We get it done. We make sure that we fix it, even if it costs us some money, because it's the right thing to do in the end, and ultimately it will result in more projects.
Absolutely.
If you don't do it right, people are going to tell people about that too, and you won't get those jobs. So
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
So in the last few minutes that we've got with each other, what would you what advice, or what would you pass along to a younger version of yourself if you had the opportunity? You've got a high school student who's, may or may not know what they want to do next, but this is good for really anybody.
Yeah. I think one of the things that is a challenging thing to learn as you grow through jobs in general, and get out into the workforce and start that career, or even a path towards a career, is the importance of the work ethic, the importance of showing up and having a good personality, and having a clean look that people can appreciate. And a lot of what I find these days is that there's people that come and expect a lot before they'll do something.
Sure.
And if you do this, or if you pay me this much money, I will do this thing.
Oh boy, that's backwards, isn't it?
Yeah, and you ask them to do something like, well, if you pay me more, I'll do it. And the challenge with that is it turns into conversations later, like, well, I want to move up. I want this job. I want that job. And the growth comes because somebody sees something in you that warrants that next role. It's not that they paid you more money, so all of a sudden you magically had a skill that you've never demonstrated before.
Yeah.
And sometimes it feels kind of backwards when you're in it in the moment, to show yourself, to prove yourself, to do the next job, even if you're not getting paid, quote unquote, for that job, to show people that you actually have a desire to do that job and do it well. Yeah. And growth comes from people seeing your value and seeing that you actually are willing to step up and do it, and that it's not all about the paycheck. It's about the fact that you actually want to learn and grow and want to show people that you have that skill. So probably one of the most important lessons to learn in your work and your career is how to prove yourself in the next thing that you want to do. Work yourself into the better job, rather than wait for somebody to pay you more money and tell you to go do that job. Made more wrong decisions doing that than I ever have just observing somebody do it already.
You bet.
If they're doing the work, I know they can do the work. Giving them the job is just like a formality at that point.
Or maybe a matter of timing, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
But be there, be in the spot when the time comes. You're already prepared, for a time like that.
Yeah.
When that job comes available, you're already
ready.
The natural choice.
You bet.
So it's tough to prove yourself after the fact.
Yeah.
So, and better advice than anything else that I could probably give is to really focus on the work ethic and the desire to grow. Yeah. Be there, do the right things all the time.
Yeah.
And people will see it. They'll recognize it.
Young person shows up early.
Yeah.
Ready to go. Looking the part.
Yep.
Anxious to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's irresistible.
Yeah. Managers got where they are because they understood that concept.
Yeah.
And because they understand it, they will see it in you, even though you think that it's going unnoticed. They are not the people that will sidestep any of that. They will notice it. One of the greatest joys for any manager is to work themselves out of a job because they trained somebody else so well that they can do their job and they can come in and step into that role and they can move up or
You
do
bet.
something different. And
You bet.
that's how companies grow. If a company's going to grow, they need 2 or 3 or 4 of themselves to do the things as the growth happens that they've always done as one person. So eventually it becomes too much work for one person, and they do need the second, third, and fourth person to move into those spaces. Somebody's got to do it.
Yes. Yeah. And at least in my experience, there's no shortage of work opportunity.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There's plenty of work to do.
Yeah.
Right?
There is.
So, especially for someone who's going to bring to the table the willingness, the desire to do it.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, people think that we wait for work to happen. That somehow there's all these outside forces that that magically make work happen.
Right.
And the reality is that if a company sits around and waits for work to just show up, for that right timing, for that perfect weather, for that, the perfect economy, or all the other things that naturally cause an increase, if that's your sole source of growth, you're constantly going to be on that up and down wave. But the ones that actually thrive despite all of that are the ones that actually have an internal structure that creates work, that finds how to do more, do better, to be the company that still gets work when work is light. When there aren't as many customers to be had. There are companies that will continue to thrive, and there's companies that will probably go out of business when things get lighter like that. And you want to be the one that's positioned to be able to capture that work. And the right people in the right seats that think that way are going to be able to come up with the right ideas. They're going to be creative and
right attitude, right willingness.
Yeah, and customers are going to know that. They're going to be like, well, if there's nobody else, call those guys.
That's right.
They're the right ones for the job.
With them, we just get more value.
That's right.
Yeah.
And
I love that.
You'll stay. It's the staying power. So it's weatherproofing your business. If it's an HVAC term. It makes it so that you actually still have work to do.
Well, and I think great insight to really any business, right? And really any role within a business.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a business owner to apply these things.
Yeah.
If you have an employee who's applying these things on a natural basis, goodness sakes, you've got a future leader in some capacity. And if you don't recognize that, someone else is going to.
Yeah.
And they're going to get them and you're not.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think that's part of what our economy is all about.
Yeah. And for the company with the right culture, there's great payback for that person that actually sees that and moves up. So there's huge reward for loyalty and for taking advantage of those opportunities that are in front of you, even if somebody doesn't, come out and hand them to you. If you just see it and you take advantage, there's always room for you. Yeah.
What do you and your wife like to get away to do for fun? You guys like to travel?
Yeah, my wife's biggest joy is sunsets, and so our vacation in life revolves around finding the next best sunset. So
nice.
We go up north. We have a place up there that is out on the water, and so we get to enjoy that. The sunsets every time we're up there, usually once or twice a week.
That's neat.
But then we'll travel to warm climates. So
there we
that's
go.
Kind of our thing. We're headed to Mexico here in end of the month, and
great.
That'll be enjoyable.
Okay.
So, a lot of fun. We hike to remote places and spend the day by ourselves on some remote beach somewhere. And, just relax.
That's fantastic.
So, we have a lot like that.
So I ask people to kind of end our time together a couple of questions, and then the one I've got for you is, you're going to dinner tonight, you and your wife. Mm-hmm. You can go anywhere. Where are you going?
We have a few really kind of places we visit regularly. Sure. But if it's local here, we go to Trails End.
Nice.
We're there all the time. So if it's like a regular time,
love Trails End.
We go. Trails End is really great.
Yeah. Have you been to John's Grill?
I haven't.
So Trails End owns John's Grill.
Oh, yes.
John's Grill over in Muckleteal.
Yeah, we've been there.
Wonderful.
Yeah, we went there not too long ago. So absolutely, it's a great place also.
It is. Yeah.
But other than that, we are both seafood people. So we'll visit a place with really great seafood anytime we can find it. So
I love it.
yeah,
Excellent. You like to fish?
love to fish.
Great.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Great.
yeah. I'll be up in Canada in June doing some king salmon, I think. So that should be a lot of fun.
That'll be a lot of
Last year
fun.
I did the same trip. We
Yeah.
caught so many fish. My arms were really sore.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, the further north you go, the fishing can really get pretty crazy.
Yeah, my boys are following in the same path. They are avid fishermen. So
That's neat.
and pink salmon's coming through this season.
And
for
it's going to be a
anybody
big
that's,
haul this year. Yes.
That's into fishing. So yeah.
And then those are the tastier ones, I think.
Yeah.
Personally, so.
Well, we catch them, we cook them up, we smoke them.
Yeah.
We do barbecue, anything. We catch so many that it's hard to eat them fast enough.
Yeah. Well, Darrick, you and your family, Lifetime Heating, Cooling, Electrical, and Plumbing is part of what makes Snohomish a great place to live and work and raise a family. And we're so appreciative to have an opportunity to visit with you and share with our audience your guys' story and what you do. And thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. It is my pleasure. Yeah, we love the community that we live in, and I'm sure we'll be here for a long time. So
Love it. Thanks again.